For any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open Yes, indeed. Open your heart right here on VCMG on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We are welcoming your calls at 866-972-7247 all across the nation. And we're welcoming your questions on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight, we're going to journey to purpose. And what is purpose? What have you been born to do? What is your mission? How does purpose come about? I would say one of the number one questions I have people ask me is, what's my purpose? I don't know. I'm trying to find my purpose. I've been doing this job for 20 years and suddenly I realize I'm not happy, but I don't know what my purpose is. I'm starting to wonder if my life has any meaning. Day after day after day, people want to know their purpose. And so I sat with the angels and the guides, and we had a conversation. And I asked them to present it to me in a way that I could break it down for you, for me, for all of us. It's not very easy. You know, the human mind, the human experience, we want things a particular way. We need things to make sense. They've got to fit in a package. And we've got to be able to take it with us and just make it happen the way we ideally desire. But we're not clued in early enough on in the young years of our ability to tune into self. Everything's always about the outside world. Pay attention to this, pay attention to that. Follow the spoon, I'm going to feed you. Don't touch this, don't touch that. And even though we came fully awakened and our soul knew exactly what it came to do, and it was in alignment with our human personality, at least for a little bit, our little innocence got molded by the people who raised you, your tribe, your friends, your family. They did the best they could because they can only repeat what was done for them. And many of them stepped into a role in life that was what was expected of them. You support family, you're in the family unit, you go to school for a period of time depending on the family, perhaps you go to college, or if you don't go to college, you just get a job, you get married, you have children, and the story continues. So no wonder people are waking up 20 years later saying, I don't know what happened. I'm not happy. And then they wonder if they ever really were happy. And then they ask the question, what is happiness? So somewhere along the way, we unplugged from who we are. And the soul spends a good part of our lifetime trying to be this GPS system that points us in the direction of what ultimately we're meant to do. By encouraging us to participate in activities and with people that are like-minded and that are in alignment with what you're ultimately designed to do here on earth and what you've come to bring to humanity. You see, each one of you has a purpose. I have a purpose, you have a purpose. We all have a reason for being. And it often goes beyond our day-to-day job. It goes beyond our caring for family, although all of that is important. Because if it wasn't important, why would we have chosen to incarnate in a physical world? Yes, you chose this. So if you're not liking the plan, just know there's a plan above the plan that you're just not hip to yet. And just trust the universe is going to catch you up along the way. And all the while, this universal power has been trying to nudge you in the direction of ultimately what you're here for. And those feelings that make you feel good. And then to notice what you don't like. And many of us, to our great dismay years later, found out that we were doing so many things that we really didn't like. But we did it because people expected us to do it. We needed to be a good son or a good daughter, a good husband, a good wife, a good parent. So we sucked it up. And then there's this emptiness. Although we're never really empty, but there's the feeling of emptiness. The feeling of emptiness that makes us feel separate from everything that is joy, everything that's harmony, everything that's divinely connected to God. And we question our existence. And thus, one of the number one questions is, what's my purpose? And so when I sat with my angels and my guides, and your loved ones too, many of them shared with us, especially our loved ones, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have complained so much. I'm like, good to know, right? Because they have this higher view of what's going on and why they did what they did and chose the people and the experiences they did, and why they had some of the difficulties, the emotional upheavals. It all kind of makes sense. Imagine popping into heaven and having a light bulb moment. That's what many of the loved ones share with me. It was electric, to say the least. To transcend to a higher experience and then to be one with everything going on here, even though none of us here can see, hear, and feel them, they're there. And they too nudge you along the way. They make sure that you know you're supported. They'll send you a sign or a message. So our loved ones chimed in, but the angels and the guides and the master teachers, they were very clear to me. And they were very clear to say that there's nothing that you're doing that's void of purpose. Everything you do has a purpose. Some of your purposes are driven by your human personality, your intellectual mind, your fight or flight, your need to survive. But even that too is part of your purpose because you're learning along the way. It is giving you the skill sets and the ability to hold on to what destiny really has for you when the time comes. And when I say hold on, I don't mean hold on so tightly like someone's going to rip it from your hands. I mean hold on with the reverence and the respect of how far you've come, and to recognize that you are a valuable human being on this earth. Every person is part of your purpose. Every person is a thread in the tapestry of life, and some people represent multiple aspects of the tapestry. And some people are repetitive, even though it's not the same person, because there's more to learn and to expand. So let's go back in time. Let's take you back to when you were little, about yay big, just a little one. And let's talk to you about how it felt when you used to daydream. What did you want to be when you grew up? Did you want to be someone on the theater? Did you want to be a nurse? Did you want to be a housewife? Did you want to be elected as a political official? You see, people have had all sorts of dreams. Professional dancer, baseball player, basketball player. Some people want to be doctors, lawyers, nurses. But let's look at the key point of all of those dreams and let's peel back the layers, because all we're referring to here is a label. Just a label. So a lawyer is of assistance, but what does a lawyer represent? Truth, justice, finding a way, the ability to speak, communicate, plead their case, a negotiator. So there are aspects of you wired inside, those of you who want to help and heal, be it a nurse, a doctor, a healer, spiritual healer. When you were little, if you wanted to be a nurse and now you're a spiritual healer, you're living the same purpose, but in a different form. You see, the only reason why we have labels that we adapt into saying this is what I want to be or this is who I believe I'm meant to be is because the world has created all these different choices, and there's these different shingles that will hang outside the door of our life and say, this is who I am, this is what I do. And we've created this energy of us becoming that. And we invest time and blood, sweat, and tears to create that. And maybe the shingle, in its broadest sense, is an accurate indicator of who you've come to be. but perhaps not the exact actions that you take underneath this label. And so in life, we get pushed into different opportunities. We start out one way and we morph into different roles. And sometimes they take us closer to purpose. Sometimes they take us further away from purpose. But again, remember, everything you do is part of the ultimate purpose, the preparatory time. We don't just say we want to be an Olympic swimmer and then jump in the pool and expect to be able to swim at the speed necessary and with the skill set necessary to win. We must prepare. So you too have to prepare for purpose. And everything you're doing is preparing you for purpose. I always like to use myself as examples because I can't talk on behalf of others. And some of the stories I've heard is sitting across from the table, well, they're confidential. So I can't really share too many of those stories. Well, in the broadest sense I can. But in the specificity to help you relate to who you may be on your journey to purpose, let's spin back the tape in the life of Sarah Spiritual. And let's see yourself in the dream you have. So, what was your dream? What was your goal? What did you want to be? How did you imagine life was going to be? Is it different from how you thought it would be? Are you more fulfilled, less fulfilled? Gather those questions and those thoughts in your mind. And let me turn back the hand of time. So, some of you know my story, but we're going to recap. We're going to connect the dots. And I want you to see how your life can evolve too. It was a very simple start. I was the quiet kid. Children were seen and not heard. And the only time I really was heard was when I sang. They told me to shut up. I was very off pitch. But inside of me there was a feeling. Do you know that feeling you get that makes you feel like this feels good to me, or I know something that they don't know, or I have a feeling and a belief? I had a feeling and a belief. And the feeling and the belief, even though they told me, please shush, you're really off pitch, I just knew I was meant to sing. So my greatest birthday gift was a stereo. And it was a little small stereo. And I actually at the time was very disappointed in the fact I got a stereo. I was kind of hoping for like a trunk full of Barbies and toys. But that wasn't the case. I got a stereo. But it was the moment that changed my life. I took that little stereo and I went in my room and I took some of the records that they gave me and I began to listen and listen and listen and listen. And the more I listened, I attuned to my soul. Did you know that everyone's soul has a tone? Did you know that every song in the universe is aligned to something or someone on this planet? Every sound is harmonic. I aligned to my soul's sound, and I began to imitate the people that I heard singing, thus changing the tone of my voice and forcing my brain and my throat to produce a sound that matched. I was tone deaf according to what everyone said. I was so off pitch, but I didn't believe that. So I quietly sat and I began. I sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow millions of times. I morphed into characters on Broadway shows. Want to be a lady at a flower shop instead of selling flowers at the corner of Tottenham Court Road, but they won't take me. I began to imitate. But the imitation became the awakening of who I was. And then the light bulb began to go off. And I said, I was born to sing. Well, they laughed. Everyone laughed. And I journeyed on that way to a stage. And I think my parents just humored me when I said I'm entering this contest, a talent contest. The talent contest was an opportunity for me to debut my voice. But that debut, that gave me the opportunity to win. And yes, indeed, I won. The girl who couldn't sing. So you may say, but Sarah, that's not what you're doing now. Well, in a way I am. I'm channeling music from spirit. You hear it in the opening message. But what that awakened inside of me, that dream, the dream you have, which awakens something inside of you, that dream, it gave me the desire to entertain people, to want to help people, to find a way to use music to make them laugh. And I journeyed through high school and college. I studied opera in college. I entertained in New York City. Everywhere I went, it was, how can I make them smile? How can I make them laugh? How can I be in alignment with the sound of my soul? And so I journeyed. And then I realized that the business itself, well, it was an interesting, complicated business. And they didn't want me to be as pure as I wanted to be. So now I had to take a moment and say, do I step away from my dream? How many of you have had to step away from your dream? I stepped away from the dream because I couldn't have my dream turn me into someone I wasn't. So rather than be changed, I said, my music's inside. They can't take that from me. I'm going to find something else to do that will have the same feeling. I taught cosmetics. I helped women look and feel beautiful. From the inside out and the outside in, we were one. And color is a harmony. And every color is aligned to a number, and every number is aligned to a sound, and every sound is connected. And I still was singing. And then when I didn't feel challenged enough by that, because we have our human personality, we have that like, is that what you're doing with your life? You're selling lipstick? I guess I was. Quite successfully. But there was a feeling that there was more that I had to do. I had to learn. So I stepped on the corporate stage. And on the corporate stage, I got to use all the skills. Everything prepared me. The one thing I wasn't prepared for was how cutthroat people could be. I kind of was in my own little musical Pollyanna world. But what I learned was to hold on to the energy of making people look and feel good, and holding on to believing that I could do anything, and then listening to what a client wanted and making sure they got it. Leading up to deal after deal, totaling $16 million for one deal, other millions of dollars for others. It was there. All from the little girl who couldn't sing in her bedroom in the beginning. But what the little girl learned, what I want you all to learn, is that everything you do is bringing you to this place of peace. And if you're not at peace at this moment in time, that's where we need to go to find the peace. That's where you find the hidden treasures of everything that you've ever done, everything you've ever experienced, everything that you are at this moment. And you find the nugget of gold that's the true attainment of the reason for your life. And you run with it. And it does not matter what people say. It doesn't matter if they say it's meant to be, not meant to be. How could you do that at this age? Who do you think you are? You're not trained for that. You just go. Because remember, it doesn't have to fall under the shingle of how people think it needs to be done. It may be a totally different version. So how do I help people now? Well, you're all with me tonight. And day after day, behind closed doors, I sit with people and we help them make them look pretty, feel pretty, be happy, find happiness, be in the energy and stay connected to their power. All because I had a little tiny stereo given to me. And that the sound of all of your souls speak to me. And I've learned to tune my ear to listen so I could hear. Your purpose is buried inside of you as a nugget of gold. And we're going to dig deep tonight. And we're going to find who you are. And we're going to answer your questions. Right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So stay with us, everyone. We're going to take a minute. And then we'll be right back. nowhere to go. The world is different now, and people have lost.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the true oldies channel.
And now another Community First message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Have you been at Chowderheads in Jupiter? If you're looking for the best seafood flown in fresh from Boston, then you have to try Chowderheads. They have daily summer specials too. Monday is all-you-can-eat mussels with 2 sides for only $22.95. And then Lobster Taco Tuesday for $15.95. Wednesday is Buck-a-Shuck Blue Point oysters and 50% off all wine bottles. On Thursday, enjoy decadent lobster mac and cheese and a side for $24.95. Chowderheads is open 7 days a week and located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. For reservations or to go, call 561-203-2903. Check out their menu at chowderheadsusa.com.
Love the outdoors and the open road? Don't miss RV Hour, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., hosted by Giant Recreation World second-generation owner and CEO Larry McNamara and his co-host Dwayne Adams. RV Hour, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., right here on the True Oldies channel.
Need help with your finances? You need Keith Singer. Review your income plans, tax strategies, estate plans, and more with Keith Singer. Listen to Singer Wealth Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. right here on the True Oldies channel and singerwealth.com.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you know what brand sells the most work shoes in America? Skechers. Why? Skechers has the best looking safety toe and slip resistant shoes around. They've got superior quality and simply incredible prices, but many people get them just for the style. So you can enjoy tough, steel-toed protection and slip-resistant soles anywhere, even if you don't need them for work. And since they're Skechers, you know they're going to be comfortable with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Find your new pair of Skechers safety toe and slip-resistant work shoes at a Skechers store, at Skechers.com, or wherever work shoes are sold.
And now another Community First message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart.
Yes, indeed.
It's time. It's time to listen to your heart. Your heart, it's steering you the way it's meant to be. Can't be distracted by everything going on in the world. It's changed. And the way you remember it, it's not the same. But the core of you, the essence of you, that hasn't changed. The soul of you, that purpose, that meaning for your being, it is most certainly the reason that you're tuning in, even tonight. There's a nudge, something coming from your soul, saying, this is where you need to be, this is what you need to do. It's always going to put you in the right place at the right time. And every person you meet is a teacher, even the ones that get on your nerves. They're a teacher. And every experience is an opportunity for you to grow and to encourage your soul to talk to you. So tonight we're going to talk soul to soul, heart to heart. I'm going to tune in. We're going to get some answers from the universe. And of course, as always, as we do here every Wednesday night, we're going to answer questions about whatever comes up for you. Because we're all in different spots in the world. We're all doing different things. But if you'll notice, there's a common thread. And this common thread is we're people. People navigating difficulties. And someone's question may give you your answer to your question, even if it's not the same scenario. So put your questions on Facebook. Put your questions on YouTube. We're welcoming your questions at 866-972-7247. You get a busy signal? Don't you worry. Put me on speed dial. Label it Sarah Spiritual. We're dialing up to the heavens, and you're dialing into us so that we can connect. But before we go to our phone lines and before we go visit our friends on Facebook, I've got to admit something. Yep. I've been holding out on you. You see, I know, kind of busy. I know people say, you're so busy, Sarah. Ugh, it's my least favorite thing to hear. But I manage my time well, and every minute's accounted for. Everyone who knows me will definitely agree with that. I have it all planned. Matter of fact, today when I went to get in my car was like, bleh, didn't really want to start. I was like, oh, little car, do not fail me now. I had to have a talk with that car. I said, we got a schedule to keep. I got places to go. I got errands to run. Got to get back. I got phone readings with my clients in other places. And then we got a show. So, car, this is no time for give me a no-go. So I prayed in the car, and I took the car wherever I needed to go. And I got to tell you, I left the car running when I went in to do what I could do. I had the keys. They weren't going to go anywhere if they got in the car. They couldn't get in the car. The car was locked. I left the car running. I went here, went to the post office, came back, got in the car before I left for the show. I was like, and then it started. I was like, trying to describe the sound of that to my son. He's like, that's what it sounded like, Mom? Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So I prayed in the car. I was like, listen, car, we got a show to go. I got makeup on, lights, camera, action. We're ready. So I was like, I wasn't going to worry. But I've been holding out because in between all the things that I do at the center, connecting to you, I got together with some really cool people. I had an opportunity to meet someone way back in a session, and they remembered me when they were working on a project. So my phone rang a few months ago, and it was like, hey, Sarah Spiritual, I'm working on this project, and I'd really like you to help me out. Can I stop by the Expedito Center and visit you? And so they explained the project to me, and I said, oh, okay. So I know you're wondering, well, what was that project, Sarah Spiritual? Well, I happen to have my friend on the line. So we're going to take a call from Adam, and we're going to let Adam kind of fill in the blanks of the story and make this really cool announcement because something just went live, and we really want to talk about it. Adam, are you with us?
I am here, Sarah, and I am, first of all, it's an honor to be on your show. We love listening to you and watching you. I mean, since we've started working together, it's just been an absolute pleasure. I mean, this is not even the right word to say, just, getting to collaborate and do stuff with you, and your energy and what you bring is just amazing. I'm humbled in your presence of you have such a positive, good energy, and it's so rare in this world, and it should be cherished, and know that I cherish you. So I just want to start by saying that.
Thank
you. You talk about transforming lives, every day you talk to your clients and on your shows, and you really have in this instance, and we'll save that for a second, transformed someone's life in a way that unimaginable what this person is now doing from where she was, and even from when you first met her. The project was, I'm a TV producer. I produce reality TV, comedy TV with my company, Equetra Media. And we were doing a makeover show for, if people know who she is, her name is Patricia Krenzel, a.k.a. the Tan Mom. She was the woman that was known as the most tan woman in the world. She's on the Howard Stern show. Very viral media figure character kind of personality. And of course, extremely tan. And Patricia, unfortunately, went through a very hard time in her life, losing her husband to cancer, dealing with a lot of her own health issues over the past year, financial issues. So part of this makeover was to transform Patricia's life in a way beyond just giving her a makeover, with Dr. Miami, to really give her a spiritual and transform her soul. And so, of course, I don't know, Spirit, I guess, as Sarah would say, came to me and just popped Sarah's name in my head. And I said, we have to do this at Sarah Center. And, I reached out to you, Sarah. And I mean, if you want to take it from here as to what happens next, but, I knew that you were the right person to come in and work with her.
Yeah. So I have to go back even before that. I remember, Adam, one of the first times you sat in front of me. And tonight's show is about purpose. So you had purpose, but your purpose wasn't lining up the way you wanted because you had a certain shingle, as I said in the opening monologue, of how it was supposed to look. So let's take a minute and go back to that session and let's look at how your purpose has morphed. You have morphed tremendously from the version of your purpose to the purpose now that you've literally taken your power and the reign of your purpose and just forged forward fearlessly and in your true authenticity and creativity. So not knowing your true purpose at that time, you presented yourself in a way that you were open. And when the universe closed doors for you, Adam, as the universe will do for many of us, it'll close some doors. It forces us to sit in that essence of who we are and say, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? What's not clicking here? Is it not meant for me? And it had you questioning where you were in the journey. But then there was that light, that birth of, I need to produce. I need to have more say in what happens in my destiny. And so I'll give you a compliment right back, and I thank you for your kind words. Look at what you did. You took the dream and the purpose, and you morphed it. You morphed it in such a way that you're able to not only shine in your own essence and light, but build other people's light. So there was something about when you called me and you said, hey, I'm working on this reality project, and I'd love to swing by the center and bring Patricia through and just have her shop to the store and pick up some crystals and a few other things, is what you had said, and just have her interact with you, and we'll be in and out. Well, you were in and out, but what ended up happening at that moment was far beyond us just looking for crystals. I really thought she's going to come in like some celebrity shopper, and she was going to shop, and I was going to talk about crystals, and the people behind the staff, my staff, were going to share their insight on crystals because some of them are even more knowledgeable than I can be. And we were going to pat you all on your way, and off you went. But next thing I know, people are in tears, and we were all sitting there talking about things that are near and dear to our heart. And somehow you captured all of this on film. So I'll let you take it from there and tell everyone what this Tan to 10 is all about.
Yeah, so, and I will say, just to touch on what you said previously about, realizing the best way to describe it to someone is, I say to people, don't give up, because you never know what is just beyond the yonder. Like, you never know. And I think of it like this, I wanted something so badly. I wanted, let's say it was, an apple pie. I was dying for my apple pie. I wanted apple pie so bad. I'm sitting there and I'm doing anything for my apple pie, and the apple pie never comes. And I get so upset and I'm so heartbroken and I can't. But what I don't realize is just beyond me in the reach, I'm sitting in a bakery full of hundreds of apple pies. So, and that's what it's hard to see because we can't zoom out when we're living in the moment. So it's really about just perseverance and really believing in it. And just it's many dark hours, the dawn will always come. So that's kind of just to touch on that. I wanted to say that my experience is, leading, what's led me here is just kind of realizing I can forge my own path. And it's a combination of both. I think it's forging my own path and also leaving the rest up to God, the angels, whatever you believe in, because it's 50% that and 50%, I think, the universe and God giving you, and when those two things are in alignment, that is when blessings come. And I speak from experience. And tying this back to 10 to 10, I will say what this was about was really taking Patricia's life. She's made this career out of being tan mom. And Tan Mom is famous for tanning, but that's very unsafe. So her husband died from cancer, and now she needs to rethink her whole career, her whole life, her kids. She still has 2 kids, one that is teenagers and 3 other children. So it's kind of like all these pressures on her to provide for her family now without doing what she does best. She needs to kind of rethink her whole life. And, part of the magic of this show is it's not a transformational show like others where she comes in, she gets an extreme makeover, and she does get a makeover with Dr. Miami, who is, if you know who Dr. Miami is, had his own TV show, is a very famous plastic surgeon, does great work on her and transforms her. But the real transformation, and this was a shock to us because we didn't know, like you said, going in there, we didn't know what was going to happen. We initially wanted this to be where she turns into Vanna White, well, that's dating me, but Vanna White, in the 80s, she was a famous model, or, turning Patricia into this famous sort of glamorous figure. And we realized it was not so much that, it's more her soul that needed the making over. And I think that's the real linchpin. And what was magical about that experience, Sarah, is, well, there's 2 things. The first thing I will say is that, if you watch through to the finale, you see kind of her on stage with you and you connecting and how it's changed her life. And we'll really get to how it's changed her life in a second. And the second thing I have to say is your music is just so beautiful. There's a song in there that you sing. I sing it daily. It's in my head. My partner, Matt, sings. Like anyone that hears this song, it's so ephemeral and beautiful and speaks and just came out of you. And it's one of the most beautiful. I mean, I really want to nominate this for an Emmy, not to be crass, but I feel like it's that good and not an Emmy for acting, an Emmy for capturing such a powerful, raw moment. Love the song. And I mean, people have to watch it. I don't want to give too much away to kind of hear it. But if you do not watch any of the rest of the show, watch episode 4 with Sarah specifically, and you will be in tears with what I think happens in there. So I'm very, very honored that you did it, and I'm very happy that you connected with Patricia because it's changed her life in a huge way, which we're about to say in a second.
Absolutely. And the coolest part was I never know what's going to come through me when I work with spirit. And so when I started to sing, everyone who follows me knows I can burst out into song anytime. And then when you took that clip of that song and you used it, it came through me. So I've never sung it before. It was just a gift to Patricia from the universe. And then that became the opening song for the entire show. It was a series. It was amazing. So I'm greatly appreciative of that, and the fact that it's it's there at different moments throughout the show, that it has that presence, and it's just something that was birthed for her and for her soul, and it ties in beautifully with the fact that every soul has a tone, and for whatever reason, Spirit felt it was necessary through the sound of music, the tone, that we tap the soul of Patricia to awaken her. And now her show just went live, right? It is available. Tell everyone where they can view the show.
Yes, it is available currently on Prime Video Direct. So if you have Amazon Prime Video, which most everybody I think has it, search for Tan 2, and it's the number 10, so Tan to 10. And they can purchase the season. It's only $4.99. The episodes themselves are only 99 cents, and it will be coming to free streaming in the next few months, meaning, like a Tubi or one of the streamers where you can watch it for free. So we totally get it. People's money is expensive and everything's expensive these days. So we'd love your support if you guys want to download it. If not, it will be coming for free streaming. Just keep checking the headlines, because Patricia is in the headlines as we know. Sarah, if you want to make that announcement, I don't know who wants to announce that big thing if you haven't seen it.
I think we're going to save that announcement for Patricia, right? So we're going to have Patricia come on down, and we're going to save that announcement because there's so much going on. And always, it's an honor and a pleasure to work with you, Adam, and your entire crew. Appreciate the support that you've offered us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah and spreading the word. We're here to change everyone heart to heart, soul to soul, and help them find their path of their own personal greatness and align them with the divine. And I appreciate you including us in your project, Tan to 10, available on the Amazon Prime. So we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. And stay tuned for, I don't know if you want to, well, there might be more I would love to work with you again, Sarah. So we're going to make that happen. Just stay tuned, Sarah's audience.
Yeah, we're staying tuned, boy. Lord knows what's going to pop on through next. All right, Adam, thank you so much. God bless you. And we appreciate you.
Take care. Love you.
Bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. I know you're waiting. You want to get on the phones, but we had to tell you about all this the right way. We had to give the recognition to people who've worked hard in an industry to find their purpose to make a difference in other people's lives. And you know what? Like attracts like, and we all gravitate together, and we're all here to make a difference in the world. And before we go to commercial break, I have to address this. My dear friends in Maui, we're with you. My favorite place in the whole wide world, and we are with you through your trials and tribulations. One of my students and dear friend, Teresa, she has worked at our center for quite a few years. She's there. She has family there. She's in Maui now, and she's on the ground helping in the healing process and just helping people and just getting them through. She had a vacation planned there to visit family, and she is able to be there right after the fires, so she's there to help. And we want everyone to send their prayers. Just send your prayers. That's what they really need. They need light. They need love. And they're a resilient, spiritual place, so they will find a way to rise above this adversity. But for now, they need us, and they need our love, as do many places here across the world. So send your love. When you're out and down and frustrated by your own life, just take a moment, be grateful. Whatever you're going through, this too shall pass, and send love to everyone who may be feeling exactly the way you do, if not worse. And you'll be giving the gift of love to everyone and then lightening the load for yourself every step of the way. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. Bye for now.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
Because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the Oldies Station on VCMG 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, 106.9, 1470 AM, and 103.1 HD3. We're so glad to have you join us here every Wednesday night. I'm not sure what our show count is. We'll have someone tell me, but 633 live shows. My goodness, we get around. Glad to have you here joining us. And if you just got in the car, you're wondering, what's this show all about? Well, we did do a little extra talking today. We did have our monologue, and we heard from my dear friend Adam Barta. And he was producing a show that is now live on Amazon Prime. So be sure to get it on the video. Tan to 10. It's about Tan Mom and her fabulous emotional, spiritual makeover that she went through over the series of the episodes. So be sure to catch it. It's only $4.99 on your Amazon Prime Video. So we look forward to hearing your feedback on that. And you'll see me, Sarah Spiritual, right there in the midst of it all, just trying to help her soul evolve. So we're going to go to our phone lines, and we're going to visit our friends on Facebook as well, and our friends on YouTube, get those questions lined up. But we're going to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Tiffany, and Tiffany is in New York. Miss Tiffany, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, how are you?
I am good. Good to have you here. And Miss Tiffany, what is your question?
I just have to say real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, you're so encouraging, and I love listening to you, and it's just so uplifting and so refreshing to hear.
Thank you. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And Tiffany, how did you hear about the show? Because you are in New York, right?
Yes, my cousin lives in Naples, and her and my aunt listen in on you, and they've called in a few times, and they highly suggested. So, of course, I jumped on it.
Well, we're glad to have you
here. This is my second time calling in. Thank you. I was just curious if there was any spirits around me, more specifically my father.
Yeah. So, a lot of energy around you. So, a lot of questions, too. I'm hearing songs in my head already when I'm talking to you. So, I have to kind of tune in here because the version that I see here, and one of them has to do with love, but we're going to get there in a minute. As I work on this energy here, the first thing they make me aware of is that we got to get in balance, right? And I hear this song, the rhythm is gonna get you, the rhythm is gonna get you. So you got to get in a rhythm, right? And there's a certain rhythm that we want to manifest for ourselves. There's a progression that we want to connect to. There's a connection of love. So do you have a question about love? Because I heard this song, and it's about looking for love, and it's an old song, though, and it's about someday he'll come along, the man I love. So what is your love question here? Is there a searching or a longing? Is there something? Because I'm hearing this in the background when I first started to hear you speak to me. What is the question regarding that?
I am married. I've been with my husband going on 17 years.
Right.
But I have this friend that is just, he feels like a twin flame. I don't know how else to explain it. We can go a couple years not talking, but that moment that we meet again, it's like, boom, slap in the face. And, you know, I've been dreaming about him a lot lately. Is it just in my head? Like, am I going crazy?
Oh, you're not. You're not. And, you know, I know we want to connect to Dad, and we'll do our best to make that connection for you. But when you first came through, I heard that song, and someday he'll come along. And again, doesn't mean we don't love our husband, but there's a cord, a soul tie between you and this other person. And you're dreaming of him because it's not like he's thinking of you and he wants to get back together and, you know, he's sitting there crying, missing you. It's this, I know that I belong connected to you and you know that you belong connected to me, but it's just not, the timing isn't right, in this lifetime.
Right.
And the song that came on before we came in to the show again was, do you know me? Do I know you? I think we met before. It's about two people whose souls are connected and they recognize each other in that seeing. And it's almost this feeling that is visceral. And it is this connection of another lifetime. And you are, especially now because the planets and their placements, you're churning up a lot of old emotions, right? And so that love that you have for him, and this sentiment is the word they give me, sentiment that connects you. This is what I see working through all of you in this connection. So it works both ways. Know that when you think of him, he crosses your mind, you cross his mind. It's this flow and ebb that is connected. So in the energy of the father figure, makes me feel like there's, in the next few months, there's something connected to birthday, anniversary, connected to your father, please. Is there a birthday or an anniversary coming up to father soon?
No, the only one I could think of is my grandfather. His birthday was December 1st.
September 1st or December 1st?
December 1st.
Okay. I have that gentleman standing first here. The grandfather energy is who stands first for me because he makes me feel like there's a birthday, anniversary coming in the months to come. Not next month, but in the months to come. So this is the grandfather energy stepping forward for you. I also have in the energy this energy of, interesting, father figure indicates to me, he's showing me something about a connection with some, were you going through some things of his or pictures of him recently, please? He's been really heavy on your mind. Does this make sense to you? Because he's showing me pictures and I know now pictures have changed, but my spirit guides are very old fashioned. They kind of flip it through a photo album for me. And I'm sure there is a photo album, okay? But they're flipping the pages. Now, unfortunately, people have them on their phones, but he's flipping the pages and he's taking me there and he's showing me a particular picture. And is there a particular picture you were looking at? And this is how he sends it to me. He sends me this picture and he makes me feel like, is there a picture you wanted to take out and put up somewhere? Like, oh, I forgot we had this picture. Is there a picture you were taking out or looking to take? Yes.
There's a picture that my aunt had sent me online, and I was trying to figure out how to make it clear so I could print it.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for that confirmation. He's giving me that information. He's showing me that. So find a way to print it. Sharpen it the best you can. It's about the energy, and just know that he's with you.
Okay.
He sends you much love. He sends you much love, as does the grandfather figure. And then who has a cat that passed, please? There's a cat.
I don't know anybody that had a cat that passed.
Okay, there's a cat up there connected. You may want to check. There is a cat that just walked right by. connected to your energy, connected to your family's energy. So just know there's a cat. I know a cat when I see one. Just walked right across in the energy. It's right there. So connect that to someone in the family because someone had a cat, the cat passed, the cat is connected to the family. So I'm going to leave that with you because you do your homework and you're going to know that there's a cat connected up there. All right. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you for calling in, Tiffany. We greatly appreciate you sharing this experience with us. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines. And from New York, we've got to go to Sarasota, Florida. And we've got Stacy on the line. Stacy, how are you tonight?
Hi there. How are you?
I am good. Good to make this connection with you. There's definitely a energy of you wanting to branch out and kind of like form this connection with people. Are we looking to network and grow some kind of friendships or connections with people to advance ourselves or to connect more? Is this something that's been on your mind? We want to kind of make deeper connections?
That's something that always is kind of been current for me. But what I really would like to talk to you about is my sister passed away 12 years ago. And I just feel like there was something she wanted to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've just, it's troubled me.
And you did not get to say, you didn't get to say goodbye to her is what they make me feel like. She couldn't say something, she couldn't talk. There's something going on here in the throat. She wasn't able to say goodbye to you. Is that true?
That's true, yes.
Okay. Because she said to me she didn't say goodbye.
She didn't.
And there's a
but
box.
Is there something she wanted to?
Well, I can only give you what she shows me, so I'm letting her take me through the paces here of what she's transmitting to me telepathically. She's showing me something, and do you have a jewelry box of hers, please?
There is a box of items I have not been able to go through yet.
Okay. She's showing me a box, trinket box. It doesn't seem like an old-fashioned cardboard box. I don't know what's in. So maybe in that box, there's a box in the box, but there's a box. And she's showing me that, and you do want to go through these things. Stacy, you do want to see what's in there. It's time for you to do that. As far as what she wanted to tell you, what was important then is not important now, and you may give it more importance because you're still here. But there's this energy of the two of you were kind of like when you were little, a frickin' frack. You were kind of inseparable in your energy. Is that true?
We were very close, yeah.
Yes, like twins almost, right? Frickin' frack is what she says. We're like this, and she rubs herself like a grasshopper, rubs its legs together. That's the vision she's giving me. But then she makes me aware that life also took its ebbs and flows, and sometimes you didn't always get to connect the way you wanted to. Yes, this makes sense to you as well?
Mm-hmm.
She makes me aware of the fact that she tried to stay longer. Does this make sense to you? She held on for you. Is this true?
I believe so, yeah.
She talks about the last 5 months. She gives me the number 5. She talks about the last 5 months before she passed. And she's giving me the number 3 connected. Is there 3 siblings connected to the family or 3 connected to her, please? She's giving me the number 3.
There were 3 of us, 3 sisters.
Thank you. So she's giving me this information, lets me know that she is with all of you. But what she would benefit from the most now is for you to go through her things and celebrate her. Celebrate her. And there's a bracelet. If it's not in the box, then you have it. There's a bracelet connected to her that you have.
Oh, I can't think of one, no.
Okay.
but I can look.
Look. She's showing me a bracelet. Seems simple enough, doesn't seem very flashy, but there's a simple bracelet here. And this bracelet, again, look in the box. There's a box in the box. And so you may be surprised what you find there. But there's nothing that you should feel that was unresolved with her. She is at peace and everything is resolved. And although she couldn't really communicate the way she wanted to before, what she does say to you now is that she sends you much love and that she will see you again. And that when you think of her, you know she's with you. So keep that close to your heart, Stacey. All right?
I will. Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your call. And how did you hear about the show?
A friend, a very dear friend.
All right. Well, thank you, very dear friends, and we are glad to make this connection for you, and we look forward to having you continuing to listen to the show. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Bye for now.
Okay. Bye.
We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to answer your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And I just got the official count. It's 693 live shows. So stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITOenlightenmentcenter.com. EDITO enlightmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your soul? Because you know that you know me.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on VCMG, the oldie station. So glad to have you join us as we drive through wherever you are. You're listening on your Facebook, your YouTube, or your iHeart radio app. However you tune into us, you can even watch this show live on sarahspiritual.com. So glad to be here with all of you. And we have questions on Facebook and YouTube. So let's pull a question from our friends on Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines. Let's see who we've got going on here in our Facebook and YouTube land. We've got Mary Katie. She's on YouTube. I would love to know what my soul purpose is. So, Mary Katie, this is actually a perfect time for you to reevaluate the energy of what you've accomplished in your past, in your career, and really tune into how you can be of service to others. I kind of feel like you are a mentor, a compassionate soul who is here to inspire others through words and energy of wisdom. This is something that comes naturally to you, and you've got a great way of problem solving, an analytical mind that helps people draw conclusions that can give them some of the right outcomes. So there's an opportunity for you to live your purpose by influencing others. Now, for some people, purpose is just that, going about life and influencing others and sharing a little kindness, a cup of sugar, so to speak. And that is something that comes naturally to you. And I see you writing something to help people, something that is going to inspire them. Not necessarily a book, but perhaps a blog, something where you can express yourself, and through your journeys of life, which you've had your share of, you can share with others so that they can see themselves through your eyes and then be able to make the adjustments in their own life. Thank you, Mary Katie, for your YouTube question. We're going to pull one more. We're going to go to Facebook or YouTube, whatever pops up on our screen here. Before we go back to our phone lines, we've got Barbara Taylor. Barbara Taylor, she's here on Facebook, and she says her father's birthday, and she says, what advice does he have for me at this moment? Thank you. So the first thing that I see here for you, Barbara, is that this year is truly going to be about you stepping into your power and holding your truth within yourself, letting go of the things that are not working for you, Barbara, and really embracing something that feels passionate within you. This is a year of great love, and the way I see the energy of your father around you, he's giving you great love. Here was a man who always knew the right thing to do and was very good at giving you a solution whenever you were needing it. So Father's energy stands with you, and he wants you to follow your path, but follow what makes you feel happy in that journey and cut away from things that are pulling on you. Feel like you've had a lot on your shoulders in recent times. Past 2 years may have been a bit troublesome, maybe a bit of a struggle, but as Spirit takes me through this energy, I move you to this year of after your birthday, and it's coming up, so we wish you a happy birthday. And this year of your birthday is going to bring you love, contentment, joy, passion, purpose. It's really about stepping into you. I know it's never too late, honey, to step into who you've come to be. So we wish you a very happy birthday in these upcoming days, and we look forward to hearing your good news about how you've put yourself on a path that is truly fulfilling to you, and know that your Father wants you to look at things through your logical mind, but follow your heart as well. Thanks so much, Barbara R. Taylor, for your Facebook question. We're going to take a call. We've got a call from Yvonne in Chicago. Yvonne, how are you tonight?
Hello.
Hi, Yvonne. Good to have you here with us.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am great, Yvonne. What is your question for us tonight?
My question is, in March, I met a guy. His birthday is September 18th, 57. We started talking. I started liking him. He says he likes me. But 3 weeks ago, so happened I met this girl like at a food pantry that I was running in at my church. She happens to be his ex-wife. They've been divorced about 7 years. And it was just, it's got me questioning. And he says that, what do you pick up with that there?
So interesting. You know, when you first started to talk, I took my hands and I pulled them out. And when I pulled them out, it makes me feel as if something kind of pulled you guys apart. Like there's suddenly, you met him, you liked him, but now there's a distance. There's a feeling that just doesn't feel right, right? And, you know, the ex-wife, she's not going to depict him in the best of energies, right? Because she's the ex, right? And you have to see him for who he is now and who he's becoming. Because I'm not going to say he was the best husband, and I am going to say that he was a little thoughtless and self-centered and selfish. So if she gave you that insight, then that's who he was presenting himself to be. But in this case, he's really trying to be a better version of himself, and we all have been in that moment. And he is trying to be a better man than he was. So don't let the damper of an ex-wife and her experience, which was unique unto them, detach you from him until he shows you something that doesn't resonate with you. So far, I feel like he has been attentive and showing you what he wants to give freely of his heart. Can he still be a little self-centered and a little caught in his thoughts? He can. But he's definitely a fun partner for you to be with. And I feel like intellectually, he's very stimulating for you. And so this keeps you engaged. And whether it be him or greater, another partner, he's a great place to start. And the rest will tell as you spend more time together.
Okay, thank you. And he said he is a better man. He used to do some things. He don't do them anymore. And he mentioned that, you know, he loves his wife. And I was kind of not comfortable with that. But he said, I'm not in love with her, but she was my wife. So I just got kind of stuck on that, Sarah. But I think, and he, since my other friend died 5 years ago, I think he's not it, but he might be it.
Well, how about this? Let's not get ahead of it, and let's stay in the moment of now. And in the moment of now, the two of you are in each other's life for a reason. And yes, when he said to you that he isn't the man he used to be, he was telling you the truth, because Spirit just told me that. And the fact that he loves his wife means that there was authenticity. There was a valid, true connection of love. And for any of you who really know what love is, love never dies. And so you can always still love someone, because love is in the heart. If you truly found a spot for someone, then love never dies.
Okay.
So he can love her for the time they shared, but he's looking to welcome you into his heart. So put your guard down and put on your boogie shoes and let's go.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
I
Yvonne.
will.
Thank you so much for
Okay,
your call.
thanks, Sarah.
We appreciate it.
Okay,
Bye for
bye-bye.
now. Bye.
Thank you.
We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go back to our phone lines. We're also going to pop on to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So keep those questions coming. And if you haven't shared the page yet on Facebook, please share the page. If you're on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed to Sarah Spiritual, hit the button subscribe. Follow us. We've got some cool things coming up. And we'll talk about that when we get back from this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Where to go? The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Robes Studio. Injured recently? Call the Robes Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Robes, winning for you and our community. Your home for the true Oldies channel. Follow Oldies on social media. See what's happening in the community. Have a laugh with some funny memes. And keep in touch with other good time oldies lovers. Facebook and Instagram at True Oldies FLA. That's at True Oldies FLA.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon here with a question. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you get a doorbell camera. I wish we had them for everyone, but the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to call 833-283-5050 will get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with installation of your Sloman Shield. You can see your home right from the palm of your hand. And that's not all. Sloman's going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3-arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies channel listeners to dial 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. So call Sloman's now for this limited time offer, 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
Okay, clogged pores. I've had it. You think I don't notice your pesky blackheads? It's all I see. Why else would I be dodging photos, yelling back up, zoom out, not so close? But now, I've got Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Pore Strips. With natural charcoal, they pluck out stubborn dirt, oil, and even blackheads in just one strip. So go ahead, snap away. With Biore, I have finally found the skin of my dreams.
Biore, free your pores.
Hold everything. For less, the Pack Store Save event is going on now at the Home Depot, and the shelves are full of smart moving solutions, like moving boxes from as little as 77 cents, bubble wrap, moving blankets, packing tape, all in one place. Moving is stressful enough. Getting what you need in one trip shouldn't be. Make your first move to the Pack Store Save event going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
And now another community first message from Robes.
When an auto accident occurs, stop immediately. Do not obstruct traffic and secure your valuables. Obtain the names, phone numbers, and addresses of the other driver and any witnesses. Call 911 and report the accident. Injured recently? Contact Robes Injury Law at 561-570-5700 or robeslawgroup.com. Offices throughout Palm Beach County.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have
Yes, indeed. The world, it's changed. And we've got to change along with it. Well, we're answering your questions right here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. So no matter where you are in the USA or outside of the country, you have a way to connect with us via Facebook, YouTube, or if you're local here in South Florida and you're cruising down the highway, we're so happy that you might be listening to us on the oldie station at 95.3 and 95.9 and 96.9, 106.9, 1470 AM, and 103.1 HD3. It is always an honor to connect with you here every Wednesday night. We're going to continue to go to our phone lines answering questions at 866-972-7247. And before we do that, I just got to let you know we've got class coming up, part of our summer school spiritual sessions that we've got in town. And we've got a class on how to transform your energy with the violet energy of the violet flame, how to use this energy to transmute and transcend through any situation that you may be going through, and to help your energy align with the things that you want to attract in your future. So we're looking forward to seeing you at our Violet Flame class this Tuesday night, 8/22. Cost is only $14, and it is at 7:30 p.m. It is available online and live at the Expedito Center. And then the following Tuesday, we've got another spectacular class. We want to remember who you are. I know there are days we might not even know who we are, but there's a soul remembering we want to tune into. We want to see who you are in the soul of you, the essence of you. We're going to take you on a meditation, and we're going to meet the essence of your soul and connect you to the purpose, the reason of being, and align you with all the things that are meant to be in this journey of your life. So we look forward to seeing you on the following Tuesday, 8/29, and that is only $14, and it is at 7:30 p.m. online and live at the center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. And then we're going to fast forward. We're going to fly you right into September. It'll be September before we know it. If you want to know about spiritual cards, oracle cards, angel cards, tarot decks, we're going to teach you about all the different types of cards and how to use those cards to get messages for yourself and how to tune in. The question is, what spiritual cards are right for you? We're going to open up your eyes as to what that may be, how you're going to get your messages from the divine, and help yourself on the path. We actually have a real fun time matching people up. You'd be surprised at what you'll be able to tell someone just by what the cards are telling you. So if you want to learn a little bit about how to read the cards and what cards are best for you, we'd love to see you at the Expedito Center or online on the 19th of September. That class as well is only 14. It's going to be a real fun interactive class, and it will be equally as interactive online. We found a way that we can match you up in a room, and you've got your sessions going on live and online simultaneously. It promises to be so much fun. Go to sarahspiritual.com to learn about all of these classes, and be sure to register. We'd love to see you there. Well, we've got to go back to our phone lines, and 866-972-7247 is the number to call. But I've got to get to one of our callers. I think she's got a really busy time coming up. We've got to go to Connecticut, and we have Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you?
Hi, Sarah.
Good to have you connecting with us, Amanda. So how are you is the question.
Every emotion in the book, as you could imagine, and actually just going into the hospital to go in to get induced to have the heaven sent gift from Grandpa.
Well, great.
But I have to talk to my spiritual first.
Well, you'll be fine. It most certainly is something people do all the time to get induced, and it's definitely going to be an interesting experience, but it's going to help you birth your baby at the perfect time and take you in this nice, easy, harmonious flow of childbirth. Now, I know there will be people who say childbirth is a rough gig, but it most certainly can be a very beautiful, pleasant gig. Don't let all the horror stories you've heard scare you to death. It is a powerful expression of life, and you are more than capable of having a baby, just like all of us have. So we are really rooting for you, Miss Amanda, and we know that everything's going to be fine. And I know you have a beautiful name for your little one.
I do, and we spoke about that name, and you knew the name before I even told you. And am I able to say that you helped name the next spiritual bundle of joy, Liliana Rose Millette?
Yes.
From my grandfather. And was
Yes.
wondering if there's any messages from my grandparents before I go in.
So interesting. Your grandfather and your grandmother stepped forward. Your grandmother passed first, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's why the name's connected to her.
Yeah. And her energy is with you. She will be there with you, as will your grandfather. Their energy is very strong around you, as if you've been inviting them in and calling for them to be there with you. Is that true?
Yes, I picked up an American flag to do a tribute photo for him.
Okay.
When she's born, with a onesie that was handpicked by my grandpa from heaven.
Okay. So they will be with you. You will call their energy in and just look to the right-hand corner of the room wherever you are, and just know that they will be there watching you.
Okay.
And by this time tomorrow, you may have a baby. Should be quick and
I was
easy.
gonna say, do you have a time that we could predict?
Well, that's up to the baby, right? All they do is induce, and it's up to your baby for her to come at her perfect time. But it is up to the baby.
I'm
But,
leaving
you
it
know,
with God's hand.
we're anticipating that by this time tomorrow. And remember when you told me you were going to have a baby and they were going to be born in September? What did I say to you? I didn't think it was going to be born in September. I was like, no, I think you're having a Leo, is what I said to you.
Right, everything you've said, and you've got me through a lot in this whole pregnancy to get where I am today. And tonight that I had to make sure I got to talk to you, and maybe there's a reason I'm just pulling into the hospital now. And
Of course, there's always a reason, Amanda, and we send the angels to be with you. I know your grandparents are with you. The healing energy of Archangel Raphael, the power and protection of Archangel Michael, the presence of God, may they all surround you during this. May this be quick and easy for you, and may you welcome in the beautiful birth of your daughter and cherish her, because she is your gift from the divine, not just from your grandfather, but from the divine. Everything happens for a reason, and you are exactly where you need to be on your journey, and your daughter is part of your purpose. Remember that, Amanda.
Thank you, sir. I have one quick question that's been a little, Bob, wanting to ask you.
Yes.
Since a close family friend has been coming back around, who's actually going to be in the delivery and has been helping me, she's been feeling chills and goosebumps whenever she's with me or talking to me, and she's like, I feel the presence of my grandfather, and I mean, he was around during her pregnancy 12 years ago. We were just trying to figure out, is that my grandfather trying to come through to her, what she's experiencing for the last few weeks, getting me ready?
She's picking up the energy of the connection of the loved ones on the other side, not just your grandfather, but the high frequency of the energy. And because she's energetically sensitive and she can feel it, she's feeling this energy of your grandparents with you.
Okay, because her daughter's even starting to experience it. I mean, she did lose her mom, so I said, maybe it's her mom coming through to her as well, because her mom treated me like, a granddaughter as well. But it's whenever we're together or talking, and
she gets the chills.
She experiences the
I understand.
Right, and they saw an angel baby surrounding Liliana last week on the ultrasound. I didn't see it. Mom and her seen it. They seen angel wings with a baby's face.
Okay. So just trust that, my dear, and know that you are very well protected through this. All right? Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you, sir, for taking my call.
All right. Safe delivery, and we
I'll
look forward to talking to you and, of course, talking to Liliana. All right. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we've got to go to Pamela. And Pamela, she's in Georgia. Georgia, I got Georgia on my mind. I got Pamela on my mind. We got Pamela on the line. Pamela in the house. Pamela, how you doing tonight?
Sarah, listen to you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Good to connect with you, Pamela. Connections, 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 connections. We need all the right connections to land in all the right places. And everybody knows somebody who knows somebody to help you get where you need to go. Does this make sense to you?
Wow. Well, yes. I don't, you're stumping me for a quick second. Carry on. Because I got something else for you, but I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay, so connection to connections. I just want you to know that all the right people are here to show up at all the right times because, oh my God, now I'm hearing another song. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Da-na-na-na. We are the champions. So you have people, connections, and the universe supporting you and champion a cause. And I just want you to know you're fully supported. And because you're asking for all the right people to show up, and even people who are present to do their best, people who wouldn't even do their best for anybody else are going to do their best for you. You have the complete support of the universe. Does this make any sense to you? I haven't heard the We Are the Champions
Holy
song
cow.
in a really long time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love it. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes,
Because
go ahead.
between me calling and being on hold, I have a friend here with me, and I have a question to ask on their behalf. They're right here with me. They have a passion. Over their lifetime, they have been a baseball coach,
Yes.
and they are not doing that right now. And they want to know, will they go back to their most recent job or employer, or will they find a new baseball coaching opportunity?
Well,
Do you need a birthday?
I do, but it's a complicated story right now at that baseball job, correct? There's something complicated about the story, right? It's not as like slam dunk kind of thing. That's how I see it, right? So the question
You
that
see it right.
this person has to ask themselves is, do I really want to be bothered going back to the same old? Or should I choose to have a new experience and create my own experience within myself and attract a better interaction with others instead of dealing with political hoopla that seems to be going on? Does this make any sense to that person?
They're nodding their head. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what is the birthday of this person?
6/3/64.
Ease on down the road. We got to ease on down the road. Okay? This is a time where we have to follow the promptings of this person's soul, their meaning, their being, their ability to inspire others to their greatness, to infuse ethics and integrity and authenticity and discipline in others, and that is being impeded at the current place. Why the heck would we want to go back there? Just asking.
Just asking. Okay.
Okay, so weigh that question heavy in the mind and make the choice that feels best. But if they are open to having another spot, then they should really put that out there so that they can have a new opportunity. Okay?
Do you see a timeline for that for a new baseball opportunity?
Well, it's possible that they choose to go back to where they are just to buy time, because I don't see it happening in the next 3 weeks. So they have to make some connections. I will tell you this. That
Okay.
last year was a major career year for them, and anything that was prompting them to move or change that they didn't follow, they're a little bit behind the curve. But last year was the year to define their shift and change. In other words, coming into this past 2022 into 2023. Okay, so now they should have already been somewhere else. So now they're like a little bit behind the curve. So they either suck it up and make it work for themselves, knowing the beast that they're having dinner with at the table, or they create a new opportunity for themselves. Spirit is encouraging them to believe there can be another opportunity. Get on the phone. They're highly regarded, highly respected in the industry. Get on the phone and make it happen.
Love it.
Okay.
They said thank you.
Okay. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with
All right.
us. All right, Pamela from Georgia,
Well-
thank you so much.
Thank you as always, Sarah. Love you.
Love you too. God bless you. Keep us posted. Bye for now.
All right. Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We are bringing everybody in from all over, all across the nation. I've got to go from, where was I just now? Oh, yes, I was in Georgia. Georgia on my mind. I got to go Delaware. I got Felicia on the line. She's in Delaware. I got to see what's happening with Felicia. Felicia. What's happening, Felicia? How are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you today?
I am good. You feeling and wishing you were a little
Absolutely.
stronger, a little better, things were a little easier for you right now. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, time of
Fighting a
transition
lot
for
of-
you.
Yeah. A little worried. Wonder if my grandma is still here. I think I feel her, but and I'm going through a lot of
Lights?
emotional things with my
Yes.
relationship.
So
And
Felicia,
I got a surgery coming up.
hold on, one thing at a time, because then you open up too many
Sorry.
little cans of things, and then I have 14 voices in my head. So the first voice in my head is telling me something. I know, it's kind of crazy, but first thing that I hear is, have you been seeing like little prisms of light or dots of light, something around you, like little orbs?
I've been
or...
seeing little orbs all around me. I've been feeling a lot of things. And
Great. That is grandma, loved one, spirit, those orbs, that energy, those prisms. If you're sitting there and you're like, wait a minute, why is there like a prism on the wall, but there's no real sunshine shining on that exact spot? That is from your loved ones on the other side. They're giving you that information, that message. It's a really powerful experience for you to know that your loved ones are there.
It really is.
And it's
Yeah.
it's so that you don't get emotional and get in your feelings, and you remember that you're not alone, because you are not alone. You are never alone. They want you to know that every time you go into this emotional upheaval and you get yourself worried and you try to figure out, what am I going to do? And you're kind of in this mode of help, I need help. You're lowering your vibration. You can't quite connect with them and hear them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be concerned, and I'm not saying you shouldn't review things and take a look and say, wow, this isn't working for me, or I'm not happy here, or this is disturbing to me. You can acknowledge what's going on. I'm not going to tell you to be an ostrich and put your head in the sand. But what we are telling you from the spirit realm is that it's so important for you to look at what makes you feel good and what's not working for you, and align with that which makes you feel good, and the things that you can change that are destructive and disrupting and disturbing and create dismay and despair, all these heavy emotions. How do I fix it? And if you can't fix it and change it, how do I step away from it? Okay? Because you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. And so all I see coming from the energy of a grandmother energy, she just wants you to be happy. And, you know, she always brought you this love, this energy and innocence, this freedom to be you. And so where are you not being true to Felicia and authentic within yourself? Correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Totally correct.
So that's what we want you to go into, okay? And what do you need to do to change it? And don't be afraid of change. And don't try to figure your way, well, if I do this, then this will happen. And if that happens, then what am I going to do? And then, because that's the human mind, right? Anyone listening can relate to that train of thought, like, holy crow, when this happens and that happens and that happens. But I don't know what I'll do if that happens. So maybe I better not do what I want to do because I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay, but we have to trust somewhere. We have to trust. So after all this and all the little questions that you were kind of trying to ask, and I had to pause you, what is the underlying main question from your soul? What do you want to ask me?
My surgery.
Okay.
What I feel and what I know. Like I feel like not strong enough. I know I'm breaking down pretty good. So I have a certain sense that things may not go well. And I don't like negative stuff, but I have a strong feeling.
So we have to honor our feeling. What is the date of this supposed surgery?
September the 7th.
Oh, that's a heck no.
No.
That's not a good day.
September 7th isn't good.
Not a good day. I know, surgeons got a schedule, but And where's the surgery in your body?
In my lower abdominal. It's a second time surgery, vertical hernia that popped out with my intestines hanging out a little bit. Behind the skin, it's painful.
I'm not even sure you have the right people doing this.
That's what I thought too.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Honor your
worried
feeling.
about.
If you feel worried, then, and again, I'm not a doctor, I cannot give medical advice, but if you feel worried, then you need a different go-to plan. And you have to discuss it with your doctor, another doctor. Again, I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you as your spiritual advisor that if your gut is kind of writhing inside going, ruh-roh, I don't know about this. And it's more than the pre-surgery jitters that we can all get, right? You know, sometimes we go to do something new or different that's out of our control, but I don't know that they're going to solve the problem. There's a part of me that feels like the way they're going to go about it, they might not make it better, it might make it worse.
That's just I've been getting.
Okay.
That's what I've been struggling with.
Okay.
Plus
so
emotions of.
then honor your, and I'm going to tell you this, and I want everyone listening to pay attention. Everybody is wired for spiritual sound. We are all attuned to the universe, and our universal flow guides, our angels, our loved ones, they are talking to us. And even though we can't audibly say, oh, that's grandma, oh, that's that, oh, I know for sure, there's a feeling. And God is a feeling. And when the feeling comes to you and it says, I don't know about this, and it's not coming from your mind worried about all the details, it's coming from the pit of your soul. That's the same soul that knows your purpose, your reason of being. That's for sure what you listen to. Not to mention Mercury will be retrograde. Not to mention there's a whole bunch of other planets retrograde. Not to mention I think Venus, the planet of beauty, will be just coming out of retrograde. It's a hot mess up there in the planetary skies. You know, if someone has to go to surgery because there's something that's an emergency or something that has to happen, right? So Amanda's going off to have her baby. She's going to be perfectly fine. Mercury's not retrograde yet, but it's time for the baby to come. And it's not in her best interest for the baby to stay and be a Virgo. I told her that a long time ago. You're not having a Virgo. You're having a Leo.
I heard that.
Okay. So you need to have the feeling and the trust and say to your surgeon, I'm not feeling right about this. I have more questions, and that date doesn't work for me. I'm glad it works for your schedule and your budget, but we need to reschedule. I'm sure you can fill the slot. And go pack up your little medical records, get another opinion, feel better with another surgeon, tell the surgeon that you've got who's your partner. I want to talk to your partner. I'm not quite feeling you. You're putting a knife on me. I'm not feeling you. I do not give you dominion over my hernia. And step back.
Right.
Right?
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it.
All right. And know the angels will protect you no matter what. But this is a warning, you know, and I'm going to share with you a story, and I want everyone to hear this story.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's your story, but I have a dear client that I read, fabulous lady. She and I connected over 2020, and she was like, oh, cry, cry, cry. When am I going to meet my love? Cry, cry, cry. When am I going to meet my love? Cry, cry, cry. I'm going, please stop crying because your love is coming. You know, someday he'll come along. The love came. So when the love came, it was fabulous. You know, they had their growing pains, but it was a really good connection. And they were making plans to get married. Everything I told you. I told her. Everything I told her. So now what happens? He has this surgery. There was this artery that was kind of partially blocked somewhere in his leg or something. And doctor said, well, you know, we talked about this, but we really need to do it. Night before the surgery, he said to her, I don't really think I should do this surgery. He goes in for surgery.
Oh, wow.
She's in the waiting room. She hears code red. All the lights flashing, alarms going off. She knew it was him. He did not make it. Now, I didn't say that had to be your story. But when we have that feeling, that's the universe's way of telling us, maybe not. Everything happens for a reason. He had his reason to exit the planet. Could the story have been different? Perhaps, but I believe everything happens as it should. He came in her life to love her for a season. They had that. Then we had the grieving process. She's now blessed to have met someone else because I told her, I see you with someone. I see you happy. I want you to follow your spidey senses, Felicia.
Okay.
And ask the right questions, get all the answers, change the date. End of September is much better for you to do this if you stick with this exact surgery. But work within those boundaries for yourself, all right?
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And, of course, watch your health because I'm not a doctor. And, you know, if anything becomes critical, right, I can't advise you on that. So you need to consult with your doctor. All right. Bye for now.
Okay. Will do.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. Let's pull a question from our friends on Facebook, on YouTube. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I'm sure we've got a few things popping up in the feed. Thank you, everyone who shared the page. We've got Alana. Alana says to us here on YouTube, she says, hey, Sarah Spiritual, thanks so much. She enjoyed class last night. She was at our candle magic class. We really had some fun there, and I just have so many tips to candles. I could have been going for another 2 hours with all the things I know about candles. Alana was there, so thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. And Alana, you're here to brighten the world. I hear the song for you. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. You are the energy of love, and what you bring the energy of love to everyone that you meet. So it's for you to learn to tune in and tap into your spiritual purpose and meaning through spirit, and to open up your gifts and see how you can influence and impact others. I don't see you staying at your current job for a long period of time. When I fast forward you over the next 2 years, I feel like you're doing something totally different. What is that going to be? Well, you have to decide what that is, but let's go down into the deep essence of who you are and what you bring to the table. You bring kindness, compassion, love. You are great in organizing. You're great with people. You make people look and feel good. You are the person who has integrity in everything that you do. So looking at that, what can you do that is going to inspire yourself and others on the process? And I also feel like one of the other purposes is for you to support a business that is a joint venture between you and your husband. So there's opportunity for business to come as a joint venture. So there's so many possibilities here, but your purpose is to be of service to others and express it in a way different than your current job. And it is linked to something spiritual that kind of coaches and assists others on their way and really makes them value where they are in their journey. Thank you so much, Alana, for your YouTube question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got more calls on the phone lines at 866-972-7247. And stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call?
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, heard every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here on VCMG on the Oldie Station here in South Florida, live on the iHeartRadio app, live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on sarahspiritual.com. You can catch us just about anywhere, and we love connecting to all of you. We thank everyone who shows up weekly on Facebook and on YouTube. We encourage you to share the page. If you haven't liked and followed Sarah Spiritual, be sure to follow us. You don't want to miss a thing of what we've got coming up. We're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Diana. Diana is in West Palm Beach. Diana, how are you tonight?
Yes, hello. How are you?
I am good. Good to connect with you, Diana. Good, powerful
Thank you.
vibes around you tonight. We want to get things in better
excellent.
flow with you, better balance. We've got to get you in your groove, right? You got to get your groove back. Got to get you in line. Is that true? Does that make sense to you?
No, it does. It does. It
Good.
definitely does.
Good.
I'm definitely so I'm seeking guidance on my up and coming vacation. It is definitely a first in that I am taking, it's the first time I'm taking a partner with me to my country of origin. And it's also, you know, family is going to be there,
Yes.
my dad.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been making sure that money, you know, is plentiful and enough for this trip. Enough. In other words, I'm being very frugal about how I'm spending my money and making sure that, you know, everything is good. But, you know, I do have anxiety because there is an uninvited guest and I did invite a friend of my dad's,
Mm-hmm.
but he's bringing his fiance, and I don't want to make a big stink out of, like, I don't have all this money to pay for her, but I gave money to my dad just recently as
Right.
if, like, here, Dad, this is all I really can allocate for him, and I made that clear.
Right.
But I just want to make sure that I just want guidance, like, I think I was clear with my dad about, like, what I can really spend money on.
Correct.
And just making sure that my vacation will be okay.
So let's just pause it right here for a minute. Who's your partner who's going with you? What's their birthday?
It is October 11th.
And let me see here. So they seem like they're up to go with the flow, but what we don't like about the fiancé energy is she seems a little ingenuous, two-faced, doesn't really seem like she's quite your cup of tea, right? Not
Well,
quite.
I don't know her. I've never met her. But
Okay,
I
I'm
just
going to
have
tell
the
you
anxiety.
she's not your cup of tea.
Okay.
Okay? So you go in knowing that she's not your choice. That's your father's choice. That's what he's choosing for himself. And you're not responsible for her. And you're not responsible for your father. You contributed to the journey to facilitate it so that everyone could have a good time and he could be included in the experience. And if he has a tag along, a +1, that's for him. And so you honor your father and you honor connecting with her. But just know that the frequency, you have such good energy, her energy is not of the same frequency, right? She has a much more, I'm going to call it a jealous nature to her. So just be aware of that. And that's her own insecurity. It's her own wound that takes her from the past and she's still working through that. So who is the apple of your father's eye? Usually who would be? The daughter, yes? So there's that battling for attention, insecurity, jealousy kind of energy there that I pick up on. So you're going to be sweeter than pie to her. You're going to do and say everything that is all supportive of your father. And you're going to focus on you and your partner having a good time and familiarizing your partner with your heritage and where you come from and sharing your memories and creating memories that bond you and your partner together. This is why we're going. Do not get confused. Do not allow the money story to become the story. The story is to put our feet upon the path of where we've been so we can reconnect with the essence of who we are, the innocence, the joy, the harmony that created the being that we are now. This is the purpose of this trip.
Yes.
Don't
Absolutely.
mix it with things of the physical world. The money will come. People will show up. People will make dinner. Things will happen. It will not be as financially restrictive as you fear it could be.
Yeah. I mean, the other side to this is my dad is going to see that I'm coming with my boyfriend. And he's going to expect my boyfriend to kick in. And here's the thing. This is the reward my boyfriend is getting. He redid my bathroom, and in exchange, instead of me paying, thousands of dollars to some stranger to do it, my boyfriend did it. And in return, I felt obligated to take him on this trip with me. And so, I'm not expecting my boyfriend to dish money out because, in instance, he literally dished time and redid my bathroom. So it's a pretty great exchange.
It's a great exchange,
but I just don't I don't want my dad to expect.
Rewind the tape. Okay, there are ways around this whole story. Okay, whatever money would be spent for some dinner or something, you could put it on your boyfriend's credit card, and your father's never the wiser. It's no one's business what goes on behind the closed doors that created the deal. The word I want you to look at is, you use the word obligated. It is not an obligation. It is an energetic exchange that you're really doing from your heart because you care for this man and you're appreciative of him showing up for you and doing an ethical, good job and saving you of the potential of getting financially taken over the coals from someone else charging double for the job. And as a boyfriend, who's your boyfriend, if you ask Sarah Spiritual, that's his obligation and his job as your partner to show up and do for you. And now, as an equal energetic exchange, you are doing for him.
Yeah.
All right? So there's nothing obligatory. Including your father is, again, an energetic exchange. Thanks, Dad. You're my dad. I want you to participate in this. But there's a little more obligation in the father part, right? So you and your boyfriend work it out that he
Yeah.
doesn't need to know where the money came from or what's paying for what lunch. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's your private
Yeah.
business. No one should
No, I
know
get that.
your backstory. It is going to be a great trip. And all your boyfriend has to do is show up and be his wonderful self, very compassionate, kind, good conversationalist, good energy. You've got great energy, and just show up and be the couple that you are.
Yes.
Don't worry about this. When is the trip?
I'm leaving on Tuesday and we're going for 8 days. And here's what I did. I gave my dad money
Right.
yesterday with the message of this is for him only. Like, in other words, I'm not arguing. In other words, my dad took the money and said, thank you, and I've got this.
Great.
So I'm trusting that my dad won't abuse this and ask for more or anything. Like I don't think my dad's going to do me wrong.
No.
And I hope I'm right with this.
Don't put that out there. Don't. I understand that there are times that people fail us, right? And that people have expectations. And sometimes people think we're doing better than we are because on the outside we present ourselves in a certain way. And they may not realize all the hoops we have to jump through. Like people see the glory, but they don't know the story. Someone I used to work with would say, right? So it's he sees the glory. He doesn't know all the hard work that goes in behind it, right? And you can always pull your dad on the side and say to him something like, Dad, I got myself on this really intense budget so that I could get this all done. So I just want you to know that I have everything in order and it's planned, and I don't have any wiggle room for anything unexpected. There's nothing wrong with saying that, right? I'm on the trip on a budget. But I wanted to make sure you had wiggle room, so I gave you what I could. But I'm on a budget. My boyfriend's on a budget. We're doing this because it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and we wanted to do it. And so here we are. And we're happy you're with us.
Yeah.
You got me, Dad? That's how you talk about that.
Okay. So, but you don't really foresee anything.
Stop talking about
In other
it.
words,
Stop putting it out there. Don't put it out there, honey.
So it'll be fine. So I feel like I do feel this was an advice my sister gave me. She goes, just give him money right now, and that's it. You've washed your hands.
And that's what I said to you. That's why I'm telling you to say you're on a budget. But you're asking the opinion of your sister, and I'm getting this from Spirit. And essentially, your sister, with her opinion, which is based on her human experiences and her opinion, which may be a wise one, but it's still based on her human conditioning. But Spirit is kind of echoing a slightly different version, but yet the same story. So if Spirit's saying it's going to be okay, and your sister's saying do it this way because she knows your father like you know your father, and that's it.
Yeah.
Your father will have to figure it out when he gets there. If something goes sideways for him, that's on him. Honey, he survived all these years. He'll be fine.
Well, good.
All right. You fulfilled your obligation. We wish you safe travels. May the angels travel with you on Tuesday. May you have the time of your life. Embrace your boyfriend, the energetic exchange. He did from his heart. You're doing from your heart. Together, the two of you will be joined and have an experience that will introduce him to your world. And he will have a better understanding as who you are. And you can share some of your most fun, intimate moments of your childhood and your family with him so that he can really know who you are. I think it's a fabulous opportunity to grow this relationship if you allow it and don't worry about all the other details.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, Diana. Thank you so
Thank
much. I'm
you.
glad we were able to take your call. We've got to run for now. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, everyone, bye for now. We're so glad to have you participate with us on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on VCMG. Join us next Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. as we continue to answer questions and help you navigate life. Stay with us. We look forward to being with you next week. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WWNN Pompano Beach.